So I asked on my Instagram the other day if you hate being photographed, and the overwhelming response from that was absolutely yes, you hate being photographed. So I decided to take some of those answers that you gave back to me about why you hate being photographed, drop them in here, address some of the repetitive themes, and see how you can get over that. So you can be on your merry way to getting photographed by people and not feeling so uncomfortable in front of the camera. And the feedback that came in was linked to the person taking the photograph, the person in front of the camera, aka you, and the environment. It takes all the things that I hate and freezes them undeniably. It's called the delete button. Use it often and use it quickly. Don't dwell. Just label it as a bad photo, not a bad subject, and move on. I'm hypercritical of myself, so I don't like 9 out of 10 photos of myself. Yeah, same. For this photograph that I absolutely love, it took this many photos that did not cut it to end up with the one that I love. So it is very normal to not love most of your photos. Are you peeing? Just checking. I'm not confident to laugh at myself when I spot one of my insecurities in the photo. Honestly, I was the same. I was super hurt at first because it kind of is a semi-miracle to get a photograph of yourself if you are not a model, if you're not a professional at this. Once you start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel though, you realize that it is possible for you to get a shot. Yes, it's a lot of work, but it is possible. And then after that, it just gets easier and easier to pose and get the right picture. So now whenever I get a bad shot of me, I just dismiss it as a bad shot. I don't take it personally anymore. And I think that's really important to note, that you just have to start and have faith that it's going to work. Faith that you'll figure out the poses, the angles, whatever that it takes to get the right photo of you, whether it's by yourself or with a professional photographer that can help you, someone that you trust and you respect, and someone that you can get on with. Like a photographer that you work with, you really need to be able to gel with them and feel safe, I guess, and comfortable. Lack of direction. Because people ask me to pose instantly as if I'm going to go from picking my nose to GQ cover model. This is far too common. I personally can't stand being in front of the camera and someone just says, just pretend like you're having fun. It's happened to me. That's why I don't like being photographed by other people. Because when people just say, have fun, what does that mean? That doesn't look good on camera. Unless the person knows how to direct me. This is the magic touch of great photographers. So maybe it's even finding a friend that wants to get good photos of themselves as well, and you two bond together. One becomes a photographer, one becomes the models, and then you switch and you figure out your best angles and you can help each other out. That's another way you can do this whole thing. The person taking the photograph. And please notice here that I didn't say photographer, because just because someone's taking the shot doesn't make them a photographer, and they should not be blindly trusted, because the damage that can be done from someone taking really bad photos of you can last for a very long time, and sometimes it can't even be broken. Someone else is taking a photo of you and they take a bunch of photos, maybe 1 or 2, a friend or something, and none of them turn out good. You start thinking it's you. For professional models, they know what they're doing, and it still takes them between 50 to 100 photos sometimes to get the right shot. It is work for everyone. My recommendation is to find a photographer that knows how to direct you and get the best angles out of you. Just like my friend Sasha, she's a freaking monster at this. She knows exactly how to pose every single body shape and size. She knows exactly what to do to bring out the best angles of everyone, and everyone that walks into the studio is shocked when they leave, because for the very first time they have great photos of themselves. Maybe this is actually why I'm so freaking passionate about this, is because I have seen that it is possible that every person can get a good shot. It's just knowing what to do, and if it's either reaching out to a photographer that specializes in this art that you trust and you feel comfortable with and you gel with, you have to have really good chemistry. Or if you can't find someone like that, it is the Advanced Selfie University, where you can take photos in the privacy of your own home, learn through my university how to pose yourself properly so you feel great in front of the camera. It's super embarrassing when people are watching. It's probably the same type of fear that you're being judged for trying too hard. Whenever your friends or photographers are taking photos of you, they should be encouraging you to experiment without judgment. A good way to lessen the blow if the experiment isn't working and you're the one taking the photo, don't ever say,
ugh, that's so bad.
I've had this happen. Oh, that doesn't look so good. No. Just say, oh, you know what? We should try something like this, and just move on gracefully and never show those photos to that person ever. You don't want to show them the photos that are bad. Judgment. Little judgment cow. Little judgment pooper. Little judgment balls. So many of the answers were, I feel people are judging me, thinking, what is she doing? Oh man, I have taken so many advanced selfies in public now, and I have consciously been observing people, how they feel towards me taking these photos. And because this happens so rarely, because it is not a very common thing to see people taking photos of themselves, it's intrigued. That's more than anything. It's intrigue, and they want to know what the hell's going on, and they are fascinated, to be honest. And I know there's also jealousy from the women because they see that I have control of the camera and I'm taking great photos of myself, guaranteed. Whereas if someone else is taking photos of you, again, try to do it with someone that you trust and you feel comfortable with, and there is no judgment. When you were learning to walk, you didn't say, ooh, no, I fell over. Walking isn't for me. You just kept going. It's the same thing with this thing, baby. This is a weird one, and I hope you understand that I'm coming from a place of love, not a place of hate. But whenever I speak about getting good photos of yourself, I'm talking about like realistically still, because not all of us, actually most of us, actually 99% of us aren't born supermodels. So you're just trying to get a good photo that you're happy with and that you don't hate. Happiness in a pretty simple but beautiful photo of you, reflective of your individual beauty. Other people's commitment, because other people don't care if it's flattering or not. Ugh, so frustrating. I want to do this one in the presence of you, can I?
Yes.
Okay, so when I started on my Instagram journey, I asked you to take a couple of photos of me initially, and your commitment level to those photographs was...
Minus 45.
Okay, so he agrees. Leon didn't want to become a boyfriend of Instagram, and that's completely fair. I don't think anyone really should. Because of that reason, because I couldn't get the photos that I wanted from him or anyone else that I could reach out to, because I was in Iceland by myself. I didn't know any photographers. I ended up taking out my own photos and perfecting it. The advanced selfie was born! This is a tiny side note, but if you have a friend that never has a good photo of them, take a really nice photo of them. Commit to getting a really, really, really good photo. Only if you want to, of course. If you don't, then that's fine. But it just lights up people's faces. I've seen when people take that extra time to get a really good photo of someone, be like, maybe if you just turn this way, this way, this way, oh, that looks amazing. Instead of just like you'll make their day. So just keep that in mind next time too. Temporary imperfections. I have acne and I'm not okay with Photoshop. To me, the way that I see Photoshop, it is a tool to help you get rid of imperfections that are not reflective of who you actually are. A little bit of Photoshop is good to help eradicate the things that you are stuck on and nobody else can see. Because people look at us as a whole, a complete thing, whereas us individually, we hone in on the very small details of ourselves and we think that is it, that is all that we are. So Photoshop helps to get rid of that. And especially if acne is such a small temporary thing that is not gonna last forever, you don't wanna have all your photos just with that, because you're gonna look back on that time period and think, damn it, all I am is acne, but you're so much more than acne. So getting rid of a little bit in Photoshop doesn't have to be get rid of all of them, just a little bit, but that's just, it's polishing a photograph.
One of my favorite answers to do you hate being photographed?
No, because I don't give up. Amen, honey, amen. Great photos of ourselves, it's ridiculously hard to get. This is the truth of it. That's why the models get paid the big bucks, because it's very hard to get a good photo of yourself. So you're not crazy and you are not ugly, you just don't know how to take a good photo of yourself just yet. I recommend absolutely practice. Take that tripod in the comfort of your own home or go to a forest and practice those advanced selfies shamelessly. You want to get a good photo and feel good about yourself, and that's completely okay. Or find yourself a great photographer that you gel with and you take amazing photos. You just keep experimenting until you start feeling good about yourself, so that next time when you're in a random situation and someone's trying to just take a group photo of everyone, you know exactly how to pose and make yourself look good, so photos aren't as intimidating anymore. It is all about that practice. All of us deserve to have a great picture of ourselves. The Advanced Selfie Uni is linked below. The price is rising soon because it's one price to get you access to unlimited modules for lifetime access, and the modules keep increasing because I just keep adding information on how to perfect the great photo, self-portrait of yourself. The link in bio if you would like to find out more about that. Here's my Instagram and Twitter if you'd like to see more, and until next time, guys.